What's up guys, Dirtbag Gaming here. We're going to bring you another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going over how to decide who to 6-star next. Now, me going through the whole raid for the past year and a half, this has always been the biggest talked about topic of all the new guys. So I remember when I first joined the game, I was asking all the guys who are doing YouTube videos, who should I 6-star, who should I 6-star, who should I 6-star? And they always said the same thing, who do you need? So we're going to go over in this video kind of the strategies on when to decide who you're going to 6-star and who you're not going to 6-star, and what the priorities are in actually, achieving that goal. Because today we have kind of a whole bunch of examples of rare champions that could be end game viable that we didn't know when we first started this game. And there's so many rare champions that released in the past year that there's a lot of them that, holy crap, if I just got this early on, I could have just 6-starred him right away and it could have taken my account all the way to endgame. So we're going to start off the video by just kind of showing you my vault of really just all these champions that I have, on me, that you can see the ones that I 6-starred, the ones that are still 50s, the ones that aren't even, they're legendaries and they're not even thought about being a 60. Let's actually go to my vault. Where would be my vault? It would be this, and then vault. So here's a whole bunch of champions that I have in my vault. Again, you can see the ones that are 60s, the ones that are 50s, the ones that, keep going down, 40s, and then all of a sudden you got to just the ones. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is, if you're newer to the game and you're all right, I don't know who to 6-star first, pick your farmer. So each of us started with our own campaign, starting champion. Mine was Kale. I just luckily happened to pick Kale. But let's say you had a Kale as your farmer, right? Any one of the 4 champions that you start with can be your campaign farmer. That's going to be your first guy to level to 60. Now, with my Kale, it's in the vault somewhere. My Kale, I got him up to 60 first. He was my first guy. Then I got Aethel up to 60, and then Apothecary. These are my first 3 60s that I ever made. But when I got Kale up to 60, he was doing my campaign farmer in 30 seconds, which isn't the fastest, but it got me 100% success rate campaign farming, because campaign farming is going to get you the most silver. It's going to level up all your other champions faster. It's going to level up your food faster. So making sure that you have a campaign farmer that's going to get you to endgame, it's what's needed. Once you get a campaign farmer, I would suggest if you get a Bellower, that's your endgame campaign farmer right there. I just made a video on him. He does 6-second campaign farms because he's got AoEs on all of his decks. So I would suggest the first guy that you're going to level to 60 is going to be your campaign farmer. Then the next thing you want to focus on is getting a full team of 5 to 60. Now what do I mean by that is, if you have a team that is going to be a full 5 team 60, you're going to be able to run them in dungeons. So the dungeons that you're going to be focusing on are probably going to be dragons, because that has the best gear slots that you can get. It's got the speed gear, it's got the lifesteal gear, accuracies, that's good. So really, and Starward if you want for endgame clan buffs. But these 2 sets right here are really what you're going to be farming for, especially when you're starting off. But getting a campaign or a 5 team, let's say if I go down to my 20, I don't know how many legends so I still have Apothecary. He still ran in my endgame dragons. So if I had Apothecary, Kale, the other starting champions, that could be your starting 60, campaign guys. So once you get a full 5-man roster, then the next question is, all right, who do I 6-star next? Now, my biggest suggestion for this is kind of what I messed up, and if I can go back, I would, is focus on one guy at a time. I know it's super exciting when you get all these epics and maybe legendary and all these different things, but then you start wasting all of your resources, because resources are so limited in this game. You start leveling all your guys up to 40, then you start leveling them all up to 50, and then you try to get them all up to 60 at the same time. It's impossible, it just doesn't work. So going one guy at a time and really getting the masteries. I wouldn't suggest masteries on guys you know aren't going to be endgame viable, but masteries they take so long and they use so many resources. When you get down to the stage 15 for masteries and you have a level 60, and let's say you have 2 other 60s, or let's say 3 other 60s that you can farm this with, I could put Bad L in here and just bring in my Baron, I got him up to 6-star. He's going to level as he's getting masteries. So that's kind of helping out with my energy and getting silver, because I'm not wasting him getting up to 60 first and then putting him in the Minotaur. I'm leveling him while getting the masteries all at the same time. So that's another suggestion, is once you get a 60, put him in the Minotaur with, let's say, just 4 guys that are fully masteried out, and then boom, now your guy is leveling up to probably 56 or something. I think that's the map, 53 to 56 with the double boost, and he's getting all his masteries at the same time. So that is clutch right there. So that's going to be my next 6-star. I'm not going to focus on another 6-star champion until I get Baron fully 6-starred out. And what I mean by that is, when I get Baron up and running, he's going to be all the Ascension. So he's going to have all of his Ascension stars. So he's going to have 6 Ascension stars. He's going to have full masteries, or at least up into what I need him for. So let's say I just need to get him down to the main mastery, like down here. Sometimes I do that. I just get down to like War Master or something like that, and then I'm like, all right, he's done. But then that's going to be it. And then once all of his gear is done, then I can be like, all right, Baron, you're good. Let's make a video, put it on YouTube. Next guy, right? So next guy I'm going to focus on, who is going to be the next part of my game. Beginning of a raid, middle of a raid, end of raid. It's all different. Right now, I'm kind of towards end raid. So what am I going to need for end raid? I have my clan boss, I have my arena, and I have, dungeons, right? So my next part of raid is faction wars. So what guys am I going to be leveling first in faction wars? And it's most likely going to be my rezzers. So people that I can res up in faction wars are going to help you carry through faction wars so much better. With the faction war teams, I only have, I think, Undead. I got full. Undead, I got full. High Elves, I got full. Lizardmen, I got full. And that's it. Orcs, I need just the last one on Orcs. And Dark Elves, I just got the one dude, new guy who is, can res 2 people. I just got him, so that's going to be my next thing. So my next focus is, and I got Barbarians full. So my next focus is going to be Dark Elf. So whatever 60 I can level up Dark Elf that I can potentially use in PvP or endgame viable is going to be my next focus to 60. Then it's probably going to be Sacred Order, because I have a Cardinal that can res everybody, and she's super tanky, so then it's going to be Sacred Order. And then my next thing is going to be Knights Revenant, because I got some pretty good 60s on Knights Revenant, and it's really going to go from there. So that's going to be my thing, is who I'm going to 6-star next is going to get me to this chick, who just came out, so I really want to get her, but I need to make sure that I'm leveling up to the 60s that I need to get her, right? So that's my next suggestion, is when you're leveling up, where you're gonna use them at. All right, so when you're beginning of the game, who are some guys that you're gonna really want to focus on? I would definitely suggest, obviously, the starting champion, getting your campaign farmer up, but also you're gonna need some different roles. The role that you're gonna need is a debuffer, a nuke, control CC, and a healer, right? So those are going to be your main things that you're going to be aiming for. So the healer, obviously, it took me a while to get Apothecary. Once I got Apothecary, that was like my healer, speed booster, heal, all that stuff. Anybody that can really heal or res is going to carry you to endgame. So getting them up to 60 first is definitely going to help. Another example is full HP, like max HP. So enemy max HP is based off the damage. If you happen to get any epics or legendaries that have that, Royal Guard is a great example. If you get a Royal Guard, he should be the next 60 that you get up to it, to help you out in dungeons, to help you out in getting your Arbiter. It helps out so much by getting gear, leveling up a nuke that can also deal damage like that. Another person in Sacred Order, I think he's a rare, is the monk guy. This guy helps out in clan boss. So talking about a guy who puts up all the poisons, this guy just puts up as many poisons as he possibly can, and he's a rare. So this could be your first 60 if you don't have like a Kale or somebody that can get you to the clan boss to level that up. She's amazing, Cardinal. But another person that could do AoE stuns, and I think he's based off the enemy max HP, is this guy, Husk. Not a lot of people talk about him. But he's got this right here, it's based off enemy max HP, and it's an AoE, and it's a stun. So this guy, if he's like my only AoE nuker stun enemy max HP guy, he's going to be my next 60 until I get somebody that can replace him down the line. But that right there, that skill right there, is going to answer a lot of your questions. You put him in a full HP set, shield set, whatever you want to do, he's going to have a lot of HP, and put him in with some accuracy, he's going to help you get through those waves, right? Who else? Of course, we have some other rares like where is she? Her? Cold Heart. Like, once you get a Cold Heart, you're good. Like, 60. Once you get 2 Cold Hearts, 2 60s, you'll always want 2 Cold Hearts. 3 Cold Hearts, I'd hold off. I'd wait till you have at least 2 fully 60s. But those are another thing you want to aim for, is the max enemy HP. They're going to help out in the dungeons. They're going to help out in the clan. Like the clan boss, the newer clan boss, all those things, right? Next thing you want to focus on is CC guys. Anybody that's going to get you like a full CC, whether it be AoE CC or like stuns or slows or buffs or any of that stuff, you want to do that. Another person I really suggest that you can farm is a Barbarian, right here, War Maiden. There's so many videos on her on YouTube that she's nukes amazing, and she's got the AoE nuke that is a high negative 60% defense. You get her up to 60 as soon as possible, she's going to be in your end game, in PvP, in dungeons, and in a lot of stuff. So like, this is what I'm saying, is like, who am I going to level up next? Alright, so let's say we get past the middle and beginning of raid. Who's going to be my next guy? I already went over what I'm looking for, but let's say you're like, alright, I have all these champions, who should I level up next? So if I'm looking at my guys right here, who's going to be the next guy that I really want to level up? I already told you I'm getting Baron up. He's going to be my next 60. But Mausoleum Mage, I would look at him and I'd be like, hey, if I need a debuffer, or if I want to do my really crazy resist build, I want to get him up to 60, he needs to be a 60. He can help me with my Seer. He can help me in PvP. He can help me in dungeons like really well. A Reser, this guy, not a lot of people talk about him. He reses up. He's gonna help me get through when I lose him at 6. But he reses up, revives dead ally by 30%, then fills turn meter by 30%. But he also has this, boosts turn meter by 15% and puts all speed on a 3 turn. So if you don't have Apothecary, run this guy. Right, so he might be another 60 that I want to get up because he has a res, and he also has a turn meter boost. Alright, who else? Obviously her. I have my Kale, so I don't really have to level up to 60. Getting this guy, Crimson Helm, let's say I need some AoE CC. He's got this spell right here. Attacks 4 times by random, 75% chance to provoke, and puts a block damage buff on himself. He also has a revive on death and increased defense. So this guy would definitely help out in a lot of dungeons if I needed him. Sylar, I just pulled her. I'm definitely going to get her up to 60. But again, I'm not going to even touch her until this guy gets up to 60. Who else? So let's say you got all of your dungeon good to go. You have all of your other stuff. What else benefits in this game is PvP. Usually if you get your guys up to 60, you have a team of 4 or a team of 5 that you can really benefit. Like if you have the Barbarian chick we just went over, Apothecary, a Kale, and one other random 60 that you built up, that could be your team of 4 for PvP. And why is that? Is because of your Great Hall. Now, leveling up your Great Hall, you always want to go like defense, that's going to help you out in the long run, but also accuracy. If you go accuracy first, you don't need all these crazy 16-star gear, especially banners, to get all the accuracy. If you have a level 50 and they don't have a banner yet, you're getting an extra 80 accuracy without even trying. Like, hey, this guy automatically starts off with 80 accuracy. And in dungeons, that's going to help out a lot. In clan boss, that's going to help out a lot. So getting your PvP team up is going to be the next thing that you really want to focus on, especially to get the Arbiter and especially get all these masteries up. You know, all these different Great Hall stats. Because an extra 20-25% stats is a lot. Endgame is definitely a lot. Like going from shield set, getting like 70k HP now up to 90, 100k HP is huge, right? So what else are we going to go over? Don't base off your judgment off of rarity. So I remember when I started off this game, I had a lot of people that I was like, oh my god, this guy's an epic, he must be good. This guy's a legendary, I'm leveling him up next. Like, I have so many legendaries that are nowhere near 60. Like this guy, I'm never gonna level up. This guy, these two, like all of these, like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, he's a legendary, he's gonna be good. They're not all good. Like you might get an epic. What's an example of an epic? This guy, right? I read his stats. I was like, this guy is amazing. He's going to be so good. He's not that good. Like, I got him up to 40, saw what he could do a little bit. Wasn't the best thing, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to waste my time getting them up to 60. 40 you could do. You can level up to 40. If you don't like them, put them in the vault. Whisper, another example, like everybody went crazy, got her up to 60, found out she wasn't that good, right? So I level up to 40, okay, she's not that good, let me just keep her in the vault. But I'm not going to base it off of this. You might even see I have a level 60. This girl, I use her in my faction wars. A green, level 60, right? She's got okay gear, but she's got the lifesteal, so she just keeps AoEing and lifestealing all the way back up, and she's super tanky because she's a defense champion with an AoE. Like, that is awesome, right? So I'm not going to base off my next 60 based off of that. I'm going to base off of what I need in this game to get up to the end game, right? So let's talk about resources. How much does it take to actually get a person from like level 0 or 1 all the way up to 60? A lot. Being a free-to-play guy or a minimum spender, it takes a freaking lot to get a guy up to 60, and you all know. These whales, they just buy chickens and do all this crazy stuff. We don't have that perk of this game. We don't want to spend all this money to get one guy up to level 60. I think it's $50 if you want to buy that pack and get a guy up to 60. No, we got to farm our asses off to get up to 60. So making sure that I have the resources to actually do it. Again, you want to focus on one guy at a time. So you don't ever want to level if you don't have the XP boost up, right? I got the 3 XP boost from the quest, the advanced quest, right? You get a 3-day XP boost. If you don't need it, don't use it. It stays for like till you get up to here, and then just keep it, right? So just let it sit there until you're actually ready to use it, meaning that you have a ton of energy saved. You have a bunch of these that you haven't clicked on yet. You have a tournament coming up. You know that you're going to be leveling up your guys. Save it. And then once you use it, you got 3 days to boost up all of your 2s to 3s, 3s to 4s, and then 4s to 5s. Once they get to 5, you need 5 of them, and then boom, you got a 60, right? So how I do it is I really just, you need your campaign farmer. I got a 6-second bellower, so he's good to go. But I use my greens, because you should always be buying greens, but I get the greens up to max, like up to 200, so that way I have full greens that I can level up. I even level up 1s sometimes. Let's say I don't have any more 2s available, I'll level up 1s to get up to 2s, and then I'll use those 2s that I leveled and use the 1s that are 2s now and use them as food, right? So you do what you got to do, and then once you have enough of these shards, we just had a void shard summon, so I used a lot of my voids that I have doubles or triples on as 3 stars, and I use them as food to get up to my 4 stars. So for the past 3 days that I've been leveling, I got this guy up to 60, because I had a bunch of 5s that I leveled up before, but then I had all these 4 stars that I'm not using, like this guy, a double, all these guys that I leveled up to 4. These guys I need him to boost up to 3, so that's my 1-3. This guy, that's my 1-2, and that's it. Once I get this up to there, I need to level up the 4s. I think you need 5 4s, right? Fully leveled up. Once you get them up to level 40, chill. They're good to go until you have like another campaign or another tournament coming up that you get points for leveling up your guys. I try not to level up my guys or do the XP boost until I know there's a tournament coming up or an event, right? The event that we had was this one where like you get points for leveling up your guys. Don't level up your guys if there's nothing going on. Champion training event and the Turkey Day event, right? So we're getting points for leveling up our guys there. But look how many points I got just from this event. I got all these stuff just by leveling up, you know, my 160 and a whole bunch of 4s and 5s. Look how many points I got. That was awesome. I think it was like, I don't know how many days, like 5 days maybe, but it's worth it, right? So that's a nice suggestion. What else? How many dungeons, endgame, their role? I think that was it. So last the long haul. Who is going to be worth it to last the long haul? I don't want to level up somebody just because everybody else is doing it. I'm not going to watch a video and be like, oh my god, everybody has this guy. I want to. No, don't do that. Don't waste your resources. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't waste it. Just level up what you think, and you know is going to be the long haul. Prime example. This girl. I've leveled her up because everybody else leveled her up. I haven't used her since. She's in my faction wars just because she's a 60. That's it. Another example. this guy. Yeah, so I leveled him up late game, Steel Skull, just because everybody else leveled up. I didn't need him. I didn't need him to do anything, so I leveled him up just because everybody else leveled him up. And then until then, that's kind of when I started saying like, all right, I can't do that anymore. But notice I don't have any 60s that aren't going to be used end game. Maybe besides this girl, I needed her for the Arbiter mission, so I leveled her up to 60. But everybody else, I use a lot. I use all the time. All these guys over here in my 3v3 matches. So like right now I'm leveling up guys because again I'm in game and I'm focused more on faction wars. But guys, I hope this helped. Hope you know who your targets are for your next 60. And let me know in the comments who your next guy is, who you think you should level up. Ask me, I'll let you know. I'll give you my true opinion on it. But guys, I appreciate the time. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of your week. Appreciate it.